Hey there, it's Dr. Kevin from Chiropractic, and what I want to talk to you today is about this thing called stress. Stress, yes, stress. I want to talk to you about the word stress, what that actually means, but how it's actually a good thing. Wait, stress is a good thing? Yes, that's what I said. I said stress is actually a good thing, right? Because here's the deal, what stress does is it grows the body. It helps the body, it heals the body. Nothing can grow without stress. Look at a muscle, right? How does a muscle grow? Whenever you stress it over time by lifting heavy things, right? How does your immune system grow? Whenever you stress it and your body is adapting and fighting off those foreign invaders, and then it's stronger for future infections. So that's actually a good thing. When it becomes a bad thing is whenever it becomes chronic stress. Whenever your body is trying to fight, trying to adapt, trying to fight, and it can't do it because that stressor is just there constantly, and you just get stuck in a stress state, right? Your body's trying to run from a lion, and you're not getting down here, which is resting, digesting, allowing your body to heal, right? We see that in the office a lot with people just hanging out there. Their nervous system is basically locked. And when that nervous system locks, guess where sickness is gonna come? Guess where disease is gonna come whenever your body's not adapting whenever you're in this stress state, right? Because you don't need to digest whenever you're stressed. You don't need to sleep. You have all these different problems, and it just becomes a cycle that is so pertinent and so big and everywhere in our society today, where we have a whole generation that is built in living in a stress state. Our phones, guess what they do is they put us in that constant chronic stress state, right? So what do we do? There's a couple things you can do. A, you can start to limit those stresses in your life, right? You can take a deep breath in and out, but you start to take those stresses down, start to have an awareness of what is important. But more importantly is we need to better adapt to those stresses, because we're never, ever gonna remove all the stresses in our society. We know it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. So what we wanna do is we wanna make sure your nervous system is working at its best, because guess where you adapt to your stress? All through your brain and your nervous system. So we do that by looking at your spine and looking for these things called subluxations, which are shifts in the spine and putting pressure on those nerves, causing the communication from your brain to your body and your body back up to your brain not to be at its optimal. Right, so what we want to do is we want to find those shifts and simply correct them specifically and scientifically, removing that interference, allowing your body and your brain to communicate properly so you can better adapt to all those stresses, so you can continue to function and heal and take control of your own health.